Howdy folks, Laxo here. And today we're going to go back to the World Championship. So, fortunately, or unfortunately, however you may see it, I have gotten to Grandmasters, so we have now 7 teams of 6v6 going on, which means I was only able to attack a bunch of robots. However, I did have one attack I want to show you over here with YHWAH, my friend. So, we're going to go ahead and get that going here for y'all. So let's go ahead and hop right into it here. So I did decide that this entire series of World Championships this season, I wanted to only show my attacks. However, we do get to these points where I can't really attack people because I only see robots. So I did decide, you know, I'll make an exception this one time. And my friend YHWAH is probably totally cool with it, so let's go ahead and show this battle here. Also, please note that a couple of these teams I did make, I think last season or something, and they were my teams that were already in there, so I just kind of tossed in a couple extra units and threw them out there. However, yeah, some of these teams are kind of old. And I have updated my team once or twice since then, so. Anyways, one thing I did like about this team of mine was I decided, you know what, I have YHWAH, and I'm not really using him much, and he is a 7-star with some pretty nice war souls on him and 6 runes, so he's pretty much topped out. So I decided, you know what, I can't really use him on a Nell team right now, so instead I'm going to go ahead and toss him in a team that has a unit, like YHWAH, for example, raging prior, so I can still get the shield off with YHWAH. So that's what we're doing here. As you can see, YHWAH rage first round, then YHWAH got the shields off on everybody. They're little baby shields, but no, they're shields. Alright, that looks like the end of the first round here. I like how he has YHWAH out there. Look at that. Let's go. Alright, so round 2. Alright, so as I was saying just a second ago, how I couldn't put him in a team comp with Nell, this is the reason why. I decided to go with Nell Stark, Ichigo as the back row, and I didn't want to put YHWAH on a team and have him in the front row because I wanted to, you know, push him to the back row and just have a little better tanks in the front row. So what I decided to do was just toss him on that team with YHWAH and put Ichigo in with this team because Ichigo works so well with Nell on the team as well. So pretty much a pretty classical, normal bleed team. Nothing super crazy, so let's see how this goes here. And as you can see, once again, I did swap Nell and Stark. I have concluded that I definitely feel better having Nell go before Stark. I know that you can put Stark first, and you might get an extra 1 or 2 bleed procs off, maybe, but I feel you get more damage out of having Nell go first. So that's what I'll be running here. Also, if you get units down to low HP and the Nell finishes the initial target off, she does bonus damage. So that is another reason as to why you can swap them and be perfectly fine. But once again, I chose to go with the option of Nell then Stark as opposed to Stark then Nell. Not too much of a difference, not too major of a difference, so either way works perfectly fine. Alright, looks like this battle is just about over here. let's go to the next round after this attack. Ah, not bad. Alright, so round 3. So another thing I usually like to do is I like to put Hyoden Maru on a team with other freeze units, like Sodeno, for example, is because he gets rage back based on how many targets are frozen. So if you have, I don't know, other characters like Rukia, Toshiro, etc., that freeze units, you can get Hyoden Maru to rage several times in a row. Not in a row, like rounds consecutively, so it does work out pretty well. Alright, let's see here. I think I might have Hyoden Maru rage again. Nope, not yet. Or Byakuya's gonna rage. This should do some pretty good damage. Only 3 mil. Like, for example, just then, if I had Sodeno in this lineup and she raged, since it was second round, and she got another frozen target off, or frozen another enemy, Hyoden Maru would have raged just now, because he would have had enough rage based on that little pinch that he had missing. And also having Sodeno on a team with him is also really good as well, because Sodeno actually gives a higher proc chance to freeze enemies with her rage skill based on if they weren't frozen. So you can freeze enemies and then get the or you could freeze enemies with like your mastery skill, for example. It wasn't your rage skill, so it doesn't count towards the actual higher chance you have from your freeze rate with her rage skill. If that makes sense to you guys. Looks like Shinji may go down here. Probably do like 3k or something, or 300. Yeah, 289. Okay. But this should hit like a truck here. This should hit like for 4 or 5. Yeah, 4.5. Once again, Shinji goes off. Unfortunately, he died there because the tick from Muramasa. So he died there, but kind of saw it coming. Yeah, unfortunately, all that wet on my team is really reducing the healing that Orihime had out there prior. So this battle looks like it is over. Let's go ahead and move on to the next round. This was a close battle, though. It was closer than it seemed. It definitely was closer than it seemed. Alright, let's see. What team do I have here? I don't think I haven't seen this entire battle take place, so I don't know what teams I have. Okay. So this is right when I got my 6 runes for Tosen, and I decided to toss Tosen on a team with Muramasa. And then if you have Muramasa and Ulquiorra on the same team, it gives so much damage to your back, or to whoever you have doing a bunch of damage in the back row. So much damage. So as you can see, I have Muramasa in there, and Muramasa legitimately one-shot. Honestly, it would have one-shot his entire back row, but he had Urahana here to protect protect the entire back row, but Soifone died. Honestly, with this team, I don't even think I really needed Neni in this lineup, but I just wanted to have a little bit of help just in case my units get CC'd. But this right here, I felt is a really, really strong team comp. Because look, okay, let's go through the team comp here. I have a support slash buffer in, I could say, Tosen and Ulquiorra. They buff the entire team. And then I have pretty decent tanks in the front line. They're all skill specialties, so they are kind of squishy, but they all, you know, do their job, especially if Unohana, for example, dies. It's great. That way, you know, you get the debuff off the enemy team and the buff on your team. And then I have rage reduction here, and then I have, again, a buffer here, and then pretty much 3 supports, or 4 supports, however you want to see it, and 1 big boy damage dealer. So this is a pretty solid team. Again, you could swap out maybe Nini or Tosin maybe with another damage unit, which wouldn't be bad. But I definitely felt Muramasa, especially if he rages first, he gets the major buff and he could one-shot most all backlines. Like this right here should do some pretty good damage. Only 1 crit, still did 4 mil. And then the tick should kill an enemy or 2. There you go. There you go. There goes the other one. And let's move on to the next round. Alright. 5th and final round here. So, a lot of you probably wondering why I have Toshido on a team comp. You're probably sitting there trash talking me saying, oh, Toshido's garbage, Toshido's garbage. He's actually very solid. Especially if you look and see his 6 runes, when he has 6 awakened runes, he's actually pretty solid. He increases all the damage against the skill specialties by like 20% or something. So, as you could see right here, he has 3 skill specialties technically, but 2 squishier skill specialties right here with Unohana. She just insta-died. Actually, I'm kind of surprised Game didn't die. He must have got really, really low and didn't die. But as you can see, 2 skill specialties died because there was so much extra damage that Toshido gave to the back line. And because Sogyo died, he was not able to get the big... he wasn't able to get tricked off, and that would have helped him out quite a bit, because I do like the combo with Sogyo and Aizen. Great combo. I suggest people give it a shot. It definitely helps Aizen get his Rage Loop off. It's really, really nice. Alright, that looks like this battle is just about over here. Oh nice, he actually did kill 1 character, nice. Looks like Soifon though is gonna finish it off. Alright. Alright, and with that, let's go ahead and skip this and check out the results. And also, let's do a little critiquing here. My friend YHWAH, let's go ahead and have a little bit of fun. Unfortunately, I cannot show you the statistics because he fought me, so let's go ahead and go over some things. Oh, by the way, this is a different setup of team comps here. I'm pretty sure all my team comps are different from the last 2 videos, or 3 videos you guys saw, so feel free to check out these team comps. Go back and check them out if you guys would like. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at his teams. So, Shuhei, I don't know, man. It is what it is. I understand, you know, he wants to put Shuhei in the lineup because it's his portrait, I guess, portrait character. But definitely, hey man, do what you got to do, brother. I do the same thing with Ulquiorra. Even before Ulquiorra was good, and I used my finger quotes, I still put him in my lineups just because I thought he was a great tank, and because Ulquiorra is probably my favorite character in all Bleach. So yeah. Hey, no shade. Do what you gotta do, brother. Anyways, moving on here. We have Noel and that's not terrible. I don't think you need the extra crit chance with Kid Byakuya here. I do like Ulquiorra in this lineup because you really want to power up these two back characters right here. But I don't think you need Byakuya unless you really don't have any other units to put in place of him. But definitely could use one more actual tank because, I mean, let's be honest, Shuhei really isn't too much of a tank. Ulquiorra is a support / tank, and Kid Byakuya is just way too squishy because he intentionally makes your team squishy. Like, read his kit. He intentionally makes your team squishy. So, yeah, not too big of a fan of the front row, but the back row isn't bad. We all know I don't really like Tensa Zangetsu too much, but the other two characters, great. I love those two characters, and you have Shinji going last, so good on you. You'd be surprised a lot of people don't do that. So let's see our next lineup here. Honestly, this isn't too bad. I do like the front row. Pretty solid front row. If you can get more of these units to 5 stars, they would help you out so much more at 5. If you could just invest in them, get them to 5, especially these two right here. Event units, especially if you can get those to 5 star, they'll help you out a lot. Baragon, he's fallen off a bit, but I guess he's still okay, still solid. Yeah, I mean, you have rage reduction here, you have target DPS here, and you just have AoE DPS here, so not bad. I would like to see more like stronger units, possibly, but I see what the lineup does, and it's not bad. You know, you have healing here, defense reduction here, tank here, and rage reduction here. So not bad. You do have everything in this lineup, so I cannot complain. Very solid. If Kazushini was 7 star, this would be a very, very deadly lineup, especially if you go first. So, not terrible, not great. Let's see here. Next lineup here. Oh, wow. I actually do like this lineup quite a bit. Look at this. So, very, very strong team. Once again, if you can get some of these units to 5 star, they'd really, really help out quite a bit. 5 star here, 5. Yeah, these back 4 are pretty strong. I actually, believe it or not, I do like putting Nini with Muramasa. I do like doing that. These two are pretty strong together. They kind of work together, especially if you can get Muramasa to crit with his rage attacks. Oh boy, it does so much damage. So yeah, not bad. I do like this. Very, very nice setup there. I do like how you have the heals here. You do have heals here. Great tank. I'm assuming this was the Black Tortoise Soul Hall, so good job there. Ikaku, amazing. He is probably one of the best characters in the game, in my opinion. Definitely up there. He's definitely in the top 20 in my opinion. Ikaku. Actually, I got him to 6 star this last I think a day or two ago. So yeah, great lineup here. Fantastic lineup there. Not really any super synergy, but it works really, really well. You know, you have healing reduction, you have support for the team, and you have a really, really good tanky front line. So also the debuffs Ikaku gives off are just bonkers. So fantastic lineup there. I like that lineup the most so far. Probably the most out of any team I've fought, surprisingly. Let's move on here. So, major mess up here. This back line, major mess up here. So let's hear the front line. Once again, 5 star. A lot of your units you're lacking at 5 star. If you can get those units to 5 star, it would help your team out greatly. You'd be able to definitely shoot to the top. Like, your teams are very, very solid so far. So, I like that. Okay, Ichigo, you have healing, you have revives, you have rage. Very, very nice. I do like this front row. Honestly, it's not even that squishy. All 3 of these characters are fairly decent. Nemu's a little squishy, but yeah, pretty good lineup here. I do find Unohana being fairly tanky, so great front row. The only problem I have is the back row here. You have it completely mixed up. What I would probably do is, if you have Chaos Warsaw on Soyphone, you need to run Soyphone in the first slot right here. Next, you need to run, you need to run Byakuya in the first slot here. Then you need to run Soyphone right here in the second slot. And then you need to put Nell right here in the third slot. Why, you may ask? Because Byakuya is getting, I understand you're trying to get the Rage Loop off, but with Nell, with Nell too, but with Soyphone lineup, you just one-shot the enemy team. You don't need Byakuya to, you need Byakuya to support the one-shotter, because Byakuya is not the one-shotter in this team. So Byakuya needs to go first, apply bleeds to the team. Then we need to have Soyphone go off, apply all of her bleeds. I think she triple proc that bleed, and then just crazy damage there. And then, if by some miracle, some reason, that does not finish off the team or severely handicap them, then you have Nell to go last to double proc all those bleeds that Soyphone just applied, and then for sure that'll hamstring the opponent. They're done. So besides this screw up right here in the back row, great team. Very, very solid. Again, just swap these two units right here. Fantastic team. Last team here. All right, so honestly, this is a great team as well. I think actually it's very, very similar to my team. Very, very similar. So once again, as I was saying in the last battle, Sogyo Aizen, great combo. I'd run that all day. Fantastic. Aizen, very, very strong tank. I love the rage control there. Honestly, Matsumoto Rangiku, she's just a monster all around. You know, you could literally put her in any front row and she'd be amazing with it. Huge, especially if you have 6 runes right here with Unohana, fantastic rage. Good job there. Gin, that definitely hamstrings the back row. And then you can feed rage to Aizen. Then Aizen can, if Aizen hasn't already rage looped from killing enemies with the Sogyo buff, getting more rage from Gin will definitely push him over the edge, so then he can rage loop again. Honestly, I didn't even think about that, so I'm learning something right here from this team comp. Fantastic. Honestly, YHWAH, all your teams, fantastic teams. Besides this besides this first team right here, all your teams, fantastic. I have honestly no real complaints. It was a pleasure doing Battle Youth with you, my friend, and well, I hope to catch you around. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I try not to make this video too long, so if you enjoyed this, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. Hit that like button as well. I'd appreciate that as well. And as per usual, guys, catch you all in the next one.